This particular system uses a visual composer for creating pages and complex layouts without actually having to know how to write any code. So here we are on the front page, and if I wanted to edit this page, there's a couple of different ways I can do that. I can do that from either inside the administrative interface, or I have a shortcut right up here on this admin bar that allows me to edit the page. If I was in the administrative interface and I wanted to get to the page, I would just come over here to the left-hand side, come down to Pages, open up Pages, and it will show me all the pages that are in the system in a very common interface that you're going to see throughout WordPress all the time. Okay, and this is going to give you the title right here, who it was authored by, and then you're going to have the date that it was published over here. If there are any comments on the page, they're going to show those right there. And to edit those pages, I'm just going to come down here. I found the home page. I could either click there or click here. They're going to do the same thing. I could trash it, which is going to send it to the trash. It's not going to completely delete it, but it's going to send it to the trash. Choose to view it if I want to, which is going to allow me to view the page. I can click Quick Edit, and that's just going to allow me to edit very few things about the page. Just the title, the slug, which is what you see up here, the date it was published, who the author was. I can password protect the page or make it a private page. I can change the parent of the page. I can change the template. The default template is all that will ever get used in the system, so you don't have to worry about templates. I can allow or disallow content and or comments, and I can change the status from published to pending review or draft if I want to. That's all that this allows us to do. The quick edit is very seriously just a quick edit is all it's for. It's not for actually editing the content itself. To do that, we have to go ahead and enter into the editor here. And one thing you're going to notice when we enter into the editor here is, as opposed to the classic WYSIWYG editor that you're used to in WordPress right here, which is here, we still have that WYSIWYG editor, but you'll notice when I come into it, I get all these short codes. See that? Begins with short codes, ends with short codes, got short codes all the way throughout. This is denoting that this was actually built with the Swift Page Builder. So I actually need to go ahead and if I want to alter this page, I need to do it through the Swift Page Builder. I can't actually do it through the WYSIWYG editor. If I do that, I'm going to mess up the short codes and then the page isn't going to work correctly. So, and if that happens, don't worry, just let us know and we'll be happy to restore a revision for you. So anyway, at the top we see we have a layer slider, and this is actually just a text box with a shortcode in it. Then you'll see we have a blank spacer to give some space. Then we have a divider, scrumptiously delicious snacks from the West Coast, another divider. Got a triptych of jerky nuts and fudge down here. Two more dividers, proudly serving the USA. So we take a look and we see this is exactly how the page is constructed. Here is our layer slider. Here are our horizontal rules, which are represented by dividers. Here is, when we come up here, you'll notice that right underneath the layer slider I have a blank spacer, and that is because if I wouldn't have put that there, this would have been butted right up against that. So we put a blank spacer there to get space. So as you'll notice as you go through here, this is visually represented part by part by part right here. Very, very easy. Now let's say, let's make a simple edit here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to go ahead and just drag this. And as you see, it can be kind of difficult to grab and drag things reliably. So you want to grab very, very carefully, and if something just kind of goes off to the side, don't worry about it, that's fine. This page has not been saved until it's saved. Not a problem. So grab that directly, come over here, and I'm now going to put this right here in the middle between the Jerky Hut and Locally Roasted Nuts. And then all I'm going to do is come over here, click Update, and I'm going to see that immediately represented on the front of the site. So let's go ahead and save that page, come over to View Page, and now I can see as I scroll down that we've got fudge over here and nuts over here. So obviously we don't want that. Let's go back and change that. I'm going to just grab that, hold it. I'm just going to pull over here. There we go. Just going to kind of pull that off and drop it, and it's going to drop it right into there. It can seem sometimes when you're moving stuff, things can seem a little odd and may act a little odd, especially if you've got things in a row like this. You see with this triptych up here. Just play around with it. They will fall into place, and if they don't fall into place, you're having problems with them. They don't fall into place, or you've got everything just horribly jumbled up. It's not a problem. It's not saved until it's finally saved. Just refresh the page, and you'll see it'll go right back to the way it was before. So very simple to drag and drop things to change to change the order that things are, and then when you're done, you just click update. But how do we add stuff to the page? Well, that's over here with this little thing that says choose elements. So now that we've saved the page, let's go back and refresh it to make sure it's now in the configuration that we want. Sure is. Everything looks good. Okay. Come back here. And now if I wanted to add something to the page, I would come over here and click choose elements, and there's a lot of different elements to add to the page, and they're pretty direct and to the point. Here's a blank spacer, a box content, which is just going to be content that has a box behind it. If I wanted to put in a snippet of code, which developers can use this just to go ahead and put that in there and then put in a snippet of code like PHP or something like that, and the system will allow that to go ahead and run. Clients over here, you'll notice there are a bunch of different custom post types. You'll see there are portfolio, showcase, team, clients, testimonials, jobs, frequently asked questions. You'll see these represented here: a portfolio carousel, a single portfolio item, a post carousel, which is for blog postings and stuff. You'll notice that these some of these have a tendency to correlate with this stuff right over here. And these custom post types are all a little bit different depending on what the post type is. And as you use them, you'll be able to tell they're very simple to very direct and to the point as to what they do. None of these are currently used in the system, so you can use these in the system. There's nothing stopping you from using in the system. It's just at this current time there was nothing in the system that we currently use these for, just to let you know. But they are here and available for you to use, and they do correspond to a whole bunch of stuff over here. You'll see showcase, there's a showcase item, and that will show that showcase there. Here you have testimonials and then a testimonial carousel. Testimonials is just going to show some testimonials. A testimonials carousel is actually going to have an animated carousel that goes around and shows different testimonials. A text block is something that you will use most often, though. If you want to just go ahead and put in some text somewhere, you will use the text block. And so I'm going to go ahead and click that, and that's going to add a text box all the way down here at the bottom, and you'll see you get this little default wording. I'm a text block. Click the edit button to change this text, and you do that by clicking this little arrow right here, and that will take you into whatever the widget is and allow you to go ahead and make changes. So here we see we're in a WYSIWYG editor, the WordPress standard WYSIWYG editor, and now we can go ahead and change this text box. I could go ahead and just say whatever I wanted in this text box, so I'm just going to put example. I could make it a heading if I wanted to, and it's already bolded, but I could also italicize it. Okay. Go ahead and click save. And now once I've done that, I do still need to come up here and click update. And then once I've updated, I can come over here, refresh the page, and then I will immediately see this. Right down here at the bottom, I have example. So if I don't want that there, which I don't, I'm going to come all the way down here, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this element. I'm just going to go ahead and click that X, and then once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and click update. And now when I refresh the page, you'll see that that is no longer there. Very simple, direct, and to the point. The X gets rid of something. This allows you to edit whatever that block is, and there's going to be different things. Whenever you click that, you're going to see a different interface for whatever element that you've chosen here. And then this right here is a clone. When you click this, it says clone. If I wanted a duplicate of something, like I'm going to come down here, I wanted another divider, I could just click clone. And you're going to see I'm going to get a divider right below that. It's going to give me the exact same thing. I can click tell it to clone text, and it's going to give me the exact same text box along with its content. So whatever I tell it to do, when I tell it to clone something, it's going to give me an exact replica of whatever I am telling it to clone. Doesn't matter if it's got content or it doesn't got content. If it's got content, it's going to give me that content as well. So be aware of that. So the visual page builder is great, and you can totally make, as I said, very, very complex layouts without the knowledge of having to write any code whatsoever. In the next video, we're going to go ahead and go over menus and widgets.